Hey, welcome to the first ever supplemental draft that we have done here at Roundabout Podcast. We're going to be drafting our favorite movies, lads. I hope you're ready. I've done a little bit of research. I don't know if y'all have.
I mean, it's my
prepared.
favorite movie, so the
Yes,
research
I've
is
done.
in my brain.
I've done significant research on my favorite movies. Yes,
So prepared.
Went into my brain and said, "Yeah, this is it."
these are
I
my.
had to
favorites.
limit.
I'm gonna fail.
I had
the
to
test.
limit my list.
Yeah, I feel like I had to start limiting myself as well. Yeah, I wasn't so much thinking, like, are you prepared for what your favorite movie is? But like, do you have your order and, do you have any interesting tidbits in it? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be using the regulation draft generator made by Sean Bear. So thanks to him for making community tools like this. We're currently sitting in AMSHIT order, but I assume we're going to want to randomize. This will be a snake draft. I guess I should explain the rules because we've never done one of these. We're going to be drafting 4 of our favorite movies. We're going to try to assemble essentially what we believe is the best group of movies. We'll put it up to a vote. You will be able to tell us who you think won the draft, which one of us drafted the best group of movies. But yeah, well, it's going to be a snake draft. So, the person who picks 5th also picks 6th. So I assume everybody here knows how a snake draft works. I think that's all the rules, basically. It's not like this is a rules heavy kind of thing.
No,
Fairly
I
straightforward.
will make them up as we go.
How much time do I have on the clock?
No, I mean, we're not gonna have time on the clock. Just be ready. Have a general idea of where you're going with it next.
I like it. Let's get to
I
it.
think we give it a few randomizes here.
How many randomizers are we doing?
3.
I say 5.
3.
Give it 5
No,
randomizes.
3.
Yeah, there's 5 of
5's
us.
too many.
I'm down with 5.
I think 5's a good
All right,
number.
well,
All right. Well, I think we've been outvoted, Shane. 5 it is. All right, here we
Your
go.
opinion, Shane.
Your
One.
opinion sucks.
2, 3, 4. 4 will be Tyler, Hunter, Michael, Austin, and Shane. And the 5th randomization, Tyler,
all right,
Michael,
yeah, that's
Hunter,
real
Austin,
random that it was
Shane.
Tyler 4
What
times.
the hell is
It
this?
really did keep me in first 4 times, but I will take it.
That doesn't
So-
seem very random. Click it one more time.
Nope,
Jesus.
that's
I
5.
feel like, we set the precedent, and here we are. So I feel like I got to start this off with a bang, and this might surprise Brittle specifically because I think he's the only one that knows my list very well.
I swear to God.
I think the greatest movie of all time is Schindler's List.
I have
Now
never
that
seen
is-
it.
Okay.
Never seen it.
All right.
You are
I don't
all
know if
missing
I
out.
spelled that correctly.
Very
That's
much.
like the kid who had the first round pick in the NFL draft last year that nobody knows.
I don't know.
He was
You just
What?
said it.
I don't know. There was a guy.
You're the one that's supposed to know this.
And he was like the least hyped up first round pick ever. And wow, we're starting this off with a bang, huh?
It's a
That's what
great
Schindler's
movie.
List.
No, it is a great movie.
It is a 1993 film.
Liam Neeson is spectacular.
It is, to give a bit of context, it's about the Holocaust if you've never seen it, and a guy, last name Schindler, who basically had a
First name list.
yes,
First name
correct.
list.
No, he had a clothing factory, and it's based on a true story, of course. He had a clothing factory, in which Jews that were within the concentration camp nearby they would work in, and he ended up basically treating them very well. He helped a few of them get free, and then right at the end of the war, there was an order to kill all of the ones in that factory, and he essentially stopped it from happening. So there's a list was originally people that came to work in the factory. It turned into a list of a few hundred people who survived the Holocaust specifically because of him. But Liam Neeson in it is fantastic. I will say this, if you haven't watched it, that's one thing. If you watch it, I think you will understand my placement.
This is your number 1 movie of all time.
I would say it is, yeah.
All right.
On to Michael.
Did this remove anyone's pick?
By the sounds of it, no.
Did it get taken off of someone's list?
No, he
This
can
was
have
not
it.
a steal for me.
Okay.
Great pick, though. I applaud the pick, Tyler. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Well, my first pick, I suspect, is probably on Brittle's list. It's a 2003 film. It is currently the 276th most popular film on IMDb. At the time of its theatrical release, it grossed $1.14 billion on a budget of an estimated $94 million. But I'm not just picking the theatrical release. I'm picking the extended version of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Oh, with the
great choice.
gnomes.
Yeah.
Great
Shut
choice.
up. Shut up. God. I don't want to be here anymore. This is stupid. Austin's being mean.
Hey, and by the way, I need to say now that he
Wow, that
mentioned
movie's way in the future.
the
Yeah, I know.
ranking on IMDb, Schindler's List is number 7 on that list. So I'm not alone in this opinion.
Still have never seen it. What's
Fantastic
the
movie.
number
I will
one
say,
movie on IMDb's list?
I will not say it because I have a feeling it will come up in this. I do think it's insanely overrated. Good movie, way overrated.
Oh,
If it's on any of our list, I'll be shocked. But
You think
yeah,
so?
I'm with Tyler. We'll save it for the end.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it later.
If
I need to-
if we're
I need to
looking
go
at the
through
same
Lord of the Rings
list,
again.
that I think is the question.
IMDb's top 250 is what I'm looking at right now
Um,
in terms of popularity.
I'm looking at IMDb charts top 100. So we might.
So
be
then your
looking at
movie should
different
not be
lists.
on there based on what you just told us that it was 200
This-
and
now
something.
we're going off of favorite movies, not the IMDb 250.
I know.
Favorite
We're
movies.
just
This
using
is
it. We're
favorite
just
movies.
using it for context.
right.
Yep. Just giving some background information about my movie. But yes, this is my all-time favorite movie. So let's move to Hunter. What do you
Go ahead
what
and
do you
list
got,
my
Bill?
number 2 movie, Hunter.
Your
Please.
number 2 movie, Tyler already knows. The Coen Brothers classic, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," is going to be my
Good movie.
first pick.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's
perfect
great.
movie. And Shane, you're an uncultured swine for not.
You would
knowing
hate
it.
every minute of it too. Is the worst part.
Isn't it based off of the Odyssey?
Yes, it is.
yeah.
It is the best. I don't care. This new Odyssey that's coming out. Who's the director that I can't think of
Christopher
right now?
Nolan, please do
Yeah,
not
Nolan.
slander.
I don't care. Nolan won't be able to do a better adaptation of the Odyssey than the Coen brothers. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was peak.
That
At
was not
this.
my number 2, but it was very close, Brittle. I think I had it.
Quotable.
I think I had it at 4.
Memorable, best setting ever. Post Civil War South. Awesome, perfect.
Great.
I
movie.
love it
Great
so
movie.
much.
Fantastic pick.
I agree.
All right,
I
so
think it's
that's
a good one.
Brittle's first pick and the number 3 pick overall. We're gonna move to Austin. Austin, what's your number 1 pick?
So I'm not gonna pick my number 1 favorite movie. I'm
That's
gonna
not how this works,
pander.
Austin.
No, I don't.
No, that's how this
these are
works.
my favorite movies.
How
but
it
this
works
is
is
not
however
my
the hell he wants it to
number
work.
1 favorite because
He doesn't want it to get stolen.
I like the list we have going here. I want to join in with the era of movies that are being shown here. It is on my list. It is in my top 5, of course, but it's not my number 1.
Oh my God,
But-
say it.
For this movie, because I know someone's gonna get it, and I want to secure this one. The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh my God, he
Ooh, there
said
you
it.
Go. Yep.
He said it.
I know it is. Someone has it.
Such a basic.
And
take.
So-
I love it.
No, I'm taking it off of someone's list, and that is why I'm doing
Here's
it.
the thing, Austin. Now we can say it. And this is the exact movie I was talking about. It is not on
It's
my
the number
list.
1.
It is the number 1 rated movie on IMDb, and I
Oh.
will never understand that. It is number 1.
How
on
you
so
call this
many lists.
overrated?
Yeah. What?
I think it is overrated for being considered the greatest movie of all time by so
How
many people.
Dare you?
I'm not
This is
saying it's a bad movie.
Phenomenal film.
freezing cold.
It is a
take
great
by Tyler
movie.
McConnell.
I will watch it again anytime. You tell me when.
Oh, I
It's a
see.
great movie.
He's looking at it by IMDb rating.
Maybe,
my
maybe
list
that's-
was by ranking, which I have no idea how that counts. And number 1 on my list was Avatar: Fire and Ash. So
So none of my movies, like I know I didn't use IMDb. All of my movies are straight off the top of my head in my list. but I
Right.
think it's overrated in the sense of it is not the greatest movie of all time. Is it definitely in the conversation for top 20? Yes. Not the single greatest movie of all time. That's my honest
I
opinion,
can
though.
see it being number one of all time. I can definitely
just-
see that.
I think so as well.
It's a good movie and it's a great story.
It's not my
But-
number one. I will say it's not my number one. It is in my top 10 for sure. But I can definitely see where it is there.
It always throws me off that it's a Stephen King movie though, or book though.
Well, we go to Shane, and Shane gets 2 back-to-back picks here.
Yeah, and I think you've all wasted the first 4 picks of this draft.
I swear to God.
I would not have
Do
taken
not.
any 4 of those.
Do not.
I don't think
Uh,
you've seen any 4 of these.
I think I tried to watch Shawshank Redemption and then stopped somewhere through the middle.
God damn it.
Uncultured swine.
Let me go back to my list. I will be taking
invited
The
this
Wolf
man?
of Wall Street.
Oh,
Wolf
great
of
movie.
That's
Wall
a good
Street.
movie.
It's a good movie,
respect that
okay.
as a first pick.
Never mind, you're
Absolutely.
allowed to be back in here.
Yeah, no, good movie. That's actually one I've left off my list now in hindsight. But
So
Yeah,
I'm
great
going to
movie.
take that. And then with the next pick, I'm taking it to
Oh,
Tyler.
hang
Can't
on.
Have It.
Slow
Whoa,
down
hold
just a
on,
second.
damn! Jake's ready to
haven't
be done
officially
with this.
lost
I don't have
Listen.
any background on it. I just that's a great movie. I enjoyed every minute of The Wolf of Wall Street. All right,
A
Michael.
2013 film.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're good. Give me a second to finish typing.
Sure.
Type faster.
Sure.
Sorry.
He didn't want
Well,
to
I just-
deliberate
scribe.
at all. He was like, "Here's my list. I'm out."
So
Yeah.
before I was gonna take this movie number 1, but it is not my favorite movie. I am taking it because I know there's people on this list that want it,
He's
and you're gonna have to trade me for it later.
he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
Give me Inglorious Bastard.
No!
There
fuck
it
you.
is. There
you.
it is.
The thing is I knew I wouldn't get it because I knew Brittle would take it this next one.
That's exactly I was gonna be next pick. Yep.
I thought
That's
Brittle
about
was
some
going to pick it
bastards.
first.
There's a
I need to
I
add check
would-
boxes to my.
I would probably 5 years ago, I would take that number 1. But in the last 5 years, I've Oh Brother is just so good. I love it. So
Like if
much.
I could
valid.
put 1.5 on my list instead of 2, it would be there. Like if I could order in that distinction, it would it's a solid
It's-
tie for number 1 for me. Fantastic movie.
1A and 1B. But that's not how
Yeah.
we're drafting this.
No, you're right.
So, Austin, you have your second pick of the draft. What do you have?
Well, as we all know me, but Melinda doesn't. My favorite character, who I one day wish to become, is Batman. And there are some fantastic Batman movies. There's some garbage ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the garbage ones are special in their own right. I'm not going for any of those. I am going with the Heath Ledger Joker,
Mhm.
The Dark Knight.
Let him
The
cook.
single best Batman movie of all. Without
Phenomenal. I could watch it back to back when it first came out, and it hit on back then the satellite. We had a recording. We had not TiVo, but one of the Direct TV recording. We had Direct TV. I recorded that. I think I watched it 3 times in one day. Fucking
Dude,
love that movie.
I would. Yeah, that's an amazing.
You have all 4 officially taken 1 off of my list.
Solid.
Good.
Yes. You missed
Good,
with
I mean, we're doing
Shawshank
a
and
good
Shane
job.
missed with The Wolf of Wall Street, but you have now all 4 taken 1 off of my list.
This is why you got it. Yeah, man. Come on.
Heath
I'm
Ledger.
glad we think alike, though. I'm glad that we all have.
squandered the first pick because
I don't
you
think
could
I
have
did.
taken one. No, because nobody was going to take Schindler's List. You could have taken that last.
You don't know that.
I think Shane's got a great point. I mean,
He
I
does, yeah,
don't think it
that's
was
fair.
going to rate
I
highly.
really
on most
honestly would have
people's
thought
lists.
more of you, especially honestly, I was banking on Michael and Austin. I figured Brittle had seen it, but I was banking on Michael and Austin both being like, yeah, that's a fantastic movie. So I'm surprised.
I think it's a good
to hear that
movie.
you
It's
did.
not in my list.
That's fair. I mean, hey, I get it. We all have opinions. Y'all's are assholes. I think the saying goes something like that.
That is
That's
not,
not
how the saying
well,
goes
that's
at
not how
all.
that works. Jesus.
On that
All
note,
right.
Brittle, your second pick of the draft.
All right, my second pick with in the set. What's okay?
Oh, you're on the clock.
I am on the
Riddle
clock.
scares
I'm
me.
just gonna.
Did we catch you
I'm
off guard?
scared. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am caught off guard now because I've got
His
I've got a
second
list
pick
of
is
them.
gone.
Uh-oh, hurry, I might take it.
Nope. All right. The classic. Nobody can dispute. Tombstone.
Oh,
Good
Riddle,
movie.
stop
I
doing
can.
this.
Good movie.
Tombstone. Say
Riddle is going to
when.
take my whole list.
I'm telling you, Tyler, this is going to be a war. The
Never
best
seen it, can't
Western
be a good
movie. Shane, if you like cowboy movies, Tombstone's the best Western movie ever made.
Tombstone is
there.
what every other Western wants to be.
Yes. Rip the
Fantastic
great Val
cast.
Kilmer, who was
I
also
had-
Batman.
I had him saying "I'm your Huckleberry" as my text tone for like 4 years.
Heck yeah. Such a beautiful movie. Easily quotable.
Oh yeah, great
All right.
elements. Great
Brutal
story.
with the eighth pick of the draft takes Tombstone. With the ninth pick of the draft, I am going to take a 1977 classic, the start of an incredible franchise, made $775 million on a budget of $11 million. At 2 hours and 1 minute of runtime, it is Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Nice. I like to pick. I would, without saying too much in case it comes up, there's one I would put ahead of that personally.
I think,
Really?
I mean, I think you just have to, I don't,
It
it's
kicked
not
it off.
maybe necessarily, it's not necessarily my favorite Star Wars movie, but it is the start of an incredible franchise, and I
You're
think
right.
that
You're right. I
has
mean,
to
it's
be
a good pick.
recognized
Without
How
a
is
doubt.
episode
It's a good
4
pick.
the start?
because it was the first one to come out.
Gene, the more you talk, the more you show your flaws.
Oh yeah, I'm flawed. I don't sit around all day watching movies.
Neither do we. Yet we still know these things.
I know they go in a weird order, but I figured 1 would be, you start with 1, not 4.
No, it's the
Like,
original trilogy.
I
then
forget the reason
prequels.
why they started with
Why?
episode 4.
They didn't
You
call it Episode 4 when it was
They
originally
didn't
released.
at the time.
It was
Yeah,
just
it was originally just Star Wars: A New Hope. Well, it was
you
originally just Star
imagine?
Wars.
no. Then the idea was they wanted to tell the story up to it.
Well, what didn't he actually have the story of Star Wars written out like they were books? And then
He had no, he did not. He had the screenplay written. He had essentially 4 and 5 written. Well, sorry, I take that back. He had 4, 5, and 6 all written. Decided he needed to break it into 3 movies. They were originally just Star Wars. Then when episode 5 came out, episode 4 was given the title A New Hope. And then they weren't actually given episode numbers until the prequel trilogy was in production.
Which was 1999, right?
Something like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty close.
Pretty
Okay,
sure.
I thought he
Phantom
actually
Menace
had
was
the whole
99.
story written out, and he just decided to start it at what would become episode 4 at
No,
A New
no,
Hope. But I guess
there
I
is a-
misheard that rumor.
Yeah, no, there is a fantastic documentary on Disney Plus, called Empire of Dreams. It's one of my like just when I want to go back and watch. It's about movie making, right? I kind of talked about this in a podcast previously about like I just enjoy going back and watching special effects breakdowns and how movies are made, and that's a really good one about the Star Wars the original Star Wars trilogy by Lucas. And yeah, he essentially had the movie. He wrote it as 4, 5, and 6, all as one screenplay, and then broke it into pieces to get it made. He knew he was going to have a trilogy up front. Then he goes back and writes the, essentially the backstory. I think it's one of those things he probably had it in mind, but it was never actually written, the prequels. But it's like any world builder, he probably had in mind where these characters come from, right? And so then when he went back to write the original or the prequels, he already had a game plan in mind per se. So yeah, I think again, episode 4, the start of an incredible franchise that has made a tremendous amount of money and has been really, really strong up until the last 3.
Until episode 7.
Yeah, until Disney took over, basically.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. Tyler, you have the 10th and 11th pick in the draft.
So I'm going to use both of these to highlight an actor who managed to overshadow huge name directors in both of these movies. One of the most famous actors of all time, widely regarded for never dating anybody past the age of 25. We're going to start out the 10th pick with Inception, one of Leonardo DiCaprio's greatest works.
Excellent pick. Very good movie.
Bad pick. Never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it as well.
Wow.
I can't believe that.
Shane, I had zero faith in to start with. Mike,
Right.
you are
Yeah.
disappointing me a bit.
I remember watching Inception. I thought they tried to do too much with it, personally.
Define too
I can
much.
see that.
Because now
I mean,
I'm
and it's
curious.
okay if you're not smart enough to get it. Like, really.
Damn.
Most people weren't. No,
Uh-huh.
kidding. But
No,
I
I
definitely
got
had to
it.
watch it twice.
That's why I
Um,
think they try to do too much with it. Like,
I live
I
from the
get
top rope.
the idea behind it. Like, and the twist at the end, like, is he not? I'm not gonna spoil it, but like, cool, fantastic. Going like 7 layers deep by putting your sleep into sleep into sleep into sleep, little too much.
So I see where you're coming from. To me, though, that is classic Christopher Nolan, and I am a huge fan of Christopher Nolan. So to me, it's right there in line with just what he does. But I can see where you're coming from. To me, it is. I mean, it's the second one on my list for a reason. I think not that Inglourious Bastards would not have been. Fuck you, Shane. But to go on, and I said this, and again, this is another Leonardo DiCaprio one. But the only actor I will put ahead of Christopher Nolan is director is Quentin Tarantino. And so with that, my next one, and this might be a shock, is going to be Django Unchained.
That's a
Good
movie.
movie.
that is a good
It was
one.
a fantastic movie.
I thought very hard about putting it in my list, but it was one of the ones that didn't make the cut when I realized I was at 12.
Django is one of those that it is such a good movie, but you have to dedicate time to watch it. It's like a 3-hour long movie.
It is.
It is effectively an epic, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll be honest, Django was actually 5th on my list, but I skipped over 2 because based on the reaction to some of these other movies that have been mentioned, I feel like y'all are going to be like, I don't even know what that is. So, and that's okay. We'll talk about it afterwards, but I did skip ahead a little bit more. I'm definitely pandering to popularity a little bit with that choice, but I still think it's well-deserved a top 5 pick.
I
It
understand
only
that.
took you half the draft to figure out this is about popularity.
Okay, if you were going to assume Inception, and first of all, Schindler's List, one of the most popular movies of all time, as
I
well as
bet.
Inception. And I keep wanting to throw
They're
something at you,
definitely
Shane, but you
known.
haven't named the movie yet, so I'm not going to do it. But you just wait, buddy.
I
You just
feel
wait.
like Schindler's List is one of those that's like everybody accepts that that's a fantastic movie, but for the casual movie watching audience, it's not something that really grabs.
I
Like,
think that's fair.
people who glaze Schindler's Lists are like the ones who go to movie theaters twice a week. You know what I mean?
That's fair, I guess. And I think you could almost, in my opinion, is why Shawshank is what it is. It is the casual movie watcher's dream movie. It's got action, it's got big names, it'll make you cry. If you're the type to cry at movies, it's one of those. But
Oh, it has
Moving
a
on.
fantastic story.
it does. It has a great story.
True,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a Stephen King book to start with, one of the best writers of all time. But yeah, nonetheless. Michael, I think you're up next.
Michael.
It is me again with the 12th pick.
I bet he picks another start to a franchise.
Well, no, he's got to pick the middle of a franchise because he's got the third movie and then the first.
So
So
the start to a trilogy. The start to a trilogy. I bet it's going to be Indiana Jones. Actually, calling my shot now. It's Indiana Jones.
Calling it.
Brittle, you were very close until you got too specific. This is the start to a trilogy. Came out in 2001.
I think I know
It
what
made-
it is.
It
Uh-huh.
made $450 million on an $85 million budget. Star-studded cast. George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Bernie Mac.
oh, it doesn't have Sandra Bullock in
I
it.
know what it is.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It is Ocean's 11.
Great movie.
Good pick. Good pick. None of the Ocean's movies were in my list. But I know what it was just based on us talking about that in a recent stream, I believe.
Podcast.
Was it a pod? Okay, I couldn't
It
remember
was
which.
the podcast because I
Yeah.
was talking about my son buying a Ticket to Ride, and I thought it was Sandra Bullock, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Julia
that's- yeah.
Roberts, and then we found out we were all thrown off.
Good choice.
Good
I like
pick.
the choice.
It is an enjoyable movie. I don't think it deserves to be on this list, though.
I was gonna say, how many
I
sequels
agree.
did they make of that movie? Because wasn't there like Ocean's 12 and 13, and then
They did 12,
13,
13, and then they did the all-female Ocean's 8.
Okay,
Yeah,
what that was.
that's considered a spinoff and not a direct sequel. So it is a trilogy. Although I think I have seen comments from both Brad Pitt and George Clooney that they are actively working on a 14 if they can get the cast's schedules to align.
I personally liked Ocean's 13 the best. I think they did the best with keeping the theme and still playing out the way it needed to play without it being too repetitive. So I mean, good pick, good franchise. Personally, I think 13 was better than 11.
13 is solid, very solid. But yeah, to me, the original, there's a little bit of the I don't know, wow factor, if you will, of like every time they bring in another face. Matt Damon also in that movie.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think 13 very, very good. I personally, I love the entire trilogy. A lot of people give 12 poor ratings. I enjoy 12 as well. I think they're all really good. But that is my pick, Hunter.
All
in
right.
the middle of the round.
What are you going to
What is
take
your
off of my
pick?
list now, Brutal?
You already know, buddy. Tyler and I have been famously similar for our movie tastes ever since knowing each other, and I have now gone 2 rounds with taking off of his list. I'm probably going to do a third here, but I would be remiss if I did not have one of my favorite director movies on my draft board in Quentin Tarantino. So with my third pick, I'm taking The Hateful Eight.
That's a good one.
A good movie.
That is a good one.
The fact that Tarantino can create a compelling story that runs that long for a runtime there were 2 settings because you got the Stagecoach opening and then the haberdashery. But the majority of that runtime happens in one singular setting. And that is something that just blows my mind that he can create such a gripping story and keep it in one spot for that length of time.
And that's another phenomenal cast, too.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
you
just
kidding me?
great cast. I will say, though, Brittle, that one was not on my list only because I did not want to over Tarantino-ify my list because otherwise it would just be all of his movies.
That's fair. I've got I've still got Tarantino movies to go through on my possible
Yeah. So
list.
I definitely have a few that I have not named as well, but yeah, no, great movie, all around great movie. And without saying too much, if we ever get around to doing a bad movies list, there's a funny one there. So we'll just leave it at that for now. But no, that's a great choice. Austin, what are you going to surprise us with now?
We are just a few days out from Christmas, and we all know Christmas has given us many gifts, both in physical form and in movie forms. My top Christmas movie is a part of this list, and I need people to know that this is in fact a Christmas movie. It happens at Christmas. Everyone's merry and bright, except for Bruce Willis himself. Didn't have a good Christmas. I am going Die Hard.
Great introduction to
Solid
Die
pick.
Hard.
As soon as you
Solid
said
pick.
this is a Christmas movie, I was gonna say Die Hard, but I let you finish.
You
Yeah,
gotta
that's fantastic. Everything in me
Die Hard
wanted
in
you to
there.
throw a wrench in it and say Krampus, but still.
Okay, well, no, I'm
in
not
his
going to go into
favorite movie
Krampus
of
right
all
now,
time
but
is
I have
Poison.
seen that movie, and boy,
No, that's a great choice. When you said, like, I didn't know if you were going to drop a Home Alone or something like that on us. Which
right?
I probably shouldn't say that in case that's on somebody's list, but I doubt it will be, but yeah, no, that's a solid choice. Are all? I'm curious because I've watched them, but it's always been like a one-time watch, and it was a while back. Are all of them around Christmas time, or just the original?
The first two are both
Okay.
Die Hard and Die Hard 2 take place on Christmas Day.
Shane, give us something to make fun of you for.
Back to the wild
Sure,
card.
sure, yeah. You can go ahead and make fun of this pick because I'm winning this draft. My next pick came out in 2019. It won 2 Oscars. I'm sure it made a lot of money, and I was going to go see it in theater, but I chose to go on a date instead. Give me Ford vs. Ferrari.
Ooh,
Okay,
Have you
all
actually
right.
seen it, though?
Yes, I have seen. I've watched it multiple times.
Okay.
It wouldn't be on my list if I hadn't seen it. I got
It's a
38
good
movies
movie.
I know
Just
I've seen.
curious.
It's a good movie. The cast definitely saves the movie. The acting saves the movie, I think.
Never seen this movie.
Saves
You
it
should
from
watch it.
what, Tyler? Saves it from what? Because I'm curious.
It's a very acting carried movie, right? That
In what-
I don't know
in what
how else
regard?
to
What does that
explain
mean?
it.
The story
Past that.
sucks.
The story of the 19.
I think that's what I think. The story in itself is a
66.
bit boring. It's not the
66. Yeah.
not the actual story. That the whole competition in itself is awesome, but the acting carries that movie without going too much.
So then
it's
I
hard
don't
to go
see
too
what the
much more into
problem
detail.
is.
The acting carries.
It's not a
Creating a
problem,
problem
Tyler.
that doesn't exist.
It's a great movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
The
But
story
similar
is
with
good. The acting's good. The guy who ran the camera was good.
no. What I'm saying is what the story is based on is a fantastic thing to know about. Do I think they made this story that good in terms of a movie? No, but it's a good movie. I don't know that it deserves to be on this list, but that's just my
It does.
opinion. That's the
It
whole
absolutely
opinion of a
does.
draft.
It insists upon itself.
Maybe.
That's what you want to say. That's how you sound right now. It insists upon itself. What does that even mean, Tyler?
Maybe.
Yeah. well,
Maybe.
Second best racing movie of all time. Great pick, Shane.
Thank you.
And you also have the next pick in the draft to
Oh, I
start
do.
our final round.
Oh,
Your final
okay.
pick, start of the
All
final
right.
round.
Oh, I got a couple.
Yeah.
I got a couple. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I don't know how much money it made. I'm sure it won awards. Give me Moneyball.
Great movie.
Fantastic
Great
money.
movie.
Fantastic money.
choice.
Ooh.
That is a
How much money did it
that-
make, Michael? Can you tell us that?
I will look. I've actually been keeping a running tally of our box offices.
Nice.
And then I'd like to come back at the end because I had a couple honorable.
Yeah, I think
mentions.
I'd like to go through some honorable mentions as well. So yeah, let's save them for the end. This was a 2014. Is that right?
Hang on, I'll
2014?
pull it. Moneyball,
2011.
sorry. 2011.
A 2011 film. Excellent pick. It was on my list fairly low, but really, really good. The story of Billy Bean in Oakland. It's just the way it changed baseball. And yet it's still an extremely compelling movie in its own right. You know, if you're not a massive baseball fan, I fantastic pick, Shane.
Thank you. I could have taken it sooner, but I didn't think anybody else was going to have it on the list. So
Not at all.
Yeah, it was definitely one of my emergency picks. And again, I think a fantastic movie. So with that, Austin, your final pick of the draft.
It's a heavy heart that I have to pick this one. I have many honorable mentions. There are several I would like to put in front of this one, but if this movie was not on this list, it would break my heart. I'm not a big director fanboy. There's not one director that I follow. However, this director has made many movies that have made me laugh and very quotable. Mel Brooks and his very classic with one of my favorite actors of all time, Gene Wilder. I'm going Young Frankenstein.
Rip the goat. The goat, Gene Wilder. Excellent pick.
The 1974 film.
1974 film. They intentionally did it in black and white to honor the original Frankenstein movie. It is actually supposed to be a spiritual successor to it, but it is a comedy, of course. So spiritual, not actually any way affiliated with the Frankenstein movie, but Fantastic performance from Gene Wilder. If you have not seen this movie, it will make you laugh the whole way through. Phenomenal.
I'm going to be honest. That's not when you said Mel Brooks. That is not. I figured you were going to pick Spaceballs, to be honest with you. But Young Frankenstein's still a great pick.
It was a tie for me between Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, both which had Gene Wilder in it. But Young Frankenstein for me, there was two movies, and I know I'm going to go ahead and name the other one that almost took this place, is the movie Red with Bruce Willis in it. It's short for Retired Extremely Dangerous. I know it's not a great movie.
I've seen that one. That's a good movie.
But between Young Frankenstein, like I said, having DirecTV and having recording back in the day, Young Frankenstein and Red were my background movies. I would have Young Frankenstein and Red just playing in the background whenever I was gaming, whenever I was doing anything. If it was like I wanted to pay attention to it, I was doing Young Frankenstein. If I didn't want to pay attention to it, it was Red. I have been in a room where those two movies have played more than any other movie in existence because I just would play them on repeat. But Young Frankenstein is my list.
Yeah, it seems like one I'm going to need to go to check out. A great list you've assembled. Riddle, your last pick of the draft.
All right, the last pick. Michael kind of already took the first one of this series that I was gonna take, so I have to go with my backup. But I would be
with like 4.
Yeah. Well, yes, but no. For the fourth and final pick, Fellowship of the Ring.
Sticking with the Lord of the Rings still.
I did not expect 2 Lord of the Rings movies to end up on this list.
I thought you were going
Why not? All three are perfection.
I mean, they're good movies, 100%. I just didn't expect 2 to end up on this list, is all I'm saying. And also, I don't know why. I don't really have any basis behind that claim. I just didn't think it would happen.
Also, on the theme of Christmas movies, The Fellowship of the Ring is a Christmas movie because the Fellowship departs Rivendell on December 25th. I want to point that out. 'Tis the season.
Absolutely. Also, I like how Tyler's like, I didn't think 2 of them would be on the list. Nearly every movie in that franchise made $1 billion on its own. I don't know why you wouldn't,
and rightfully
think
so,
that it's as extremely popular and well made as they are, that there wouldn't be more than one on the list.
Oddly enough for me, Fellowship of the Ring, I think, is the weakest of the 3. I would have put Twin Towers before the Fellowship.
Well, it would be the Two Towers.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Freudian slip much? Good
I'm not
Lord.
gonna lie.
I know. Hey,
looking
listen.
at Die Hard and was thinking of Nakatomi Plaza, and I was like, it's a big tower. And
Austin got rid of Christmas and went for another famous date.
Yeah, right.
Yikes.
I had
That's a
big
totally
towers
different
and
movie.
terrorism on the brain, and
So the reason I picked the Fellowship over Two Towers, Two Towers has Helm's Deep in it, which, classic battle scene.
oh yeah,
But for me, it's the start of the journey. And, Michael's already made the huge speech about, the start of a franchise and everything like that with Star Wars. So I'll just echo that. It's the start, and it gives that movie doesn't really set the precedent, but it sets the bar for a classic journey movie.
Yeah, I mean, it is, to me, the great thing about Star Wars was that they were the great, like, Odyssey kind of movie. And I don't say this in terms of like the novel Odyssey, but like in terms of like a type of story, like the grand Odyssey adventure of these massive worlds and this important quest. And, Lord of the Rings, in a way, like, yes, the books are much older, and I very much enjoyed the books. But in making this trilogy when they did in the early 2000s, kind of reinvented the idea of these massive Odyssey movies in a modern time, right? I think it's such a massive moment for the movie industry in general when these were made.
Well, and even more to your point of how wrong I was saying that that I didn't expect 2 to be on this list. Just based on this IMDb top 250 movies I'm looking at, all 3 of them are in the top 11.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no other
Go
franchise or sequence of movies that even comes close to that. Hell, the first Star Wars, well, I don't just in case it gets brought up. I won't say it yet, but yeah. There's only one Star Wars in the top 15, and it's not one that I would have expected.
Well, let's go to the Star Wars man himself. Michael, your last pick.
My last pick is not going to be from one of these major franchises. It was a standalone movie for a long time. I think they eventually tried to make a sequel. I have no idea how it did, because this is a standalone movie. Always should have been. It's a 1996 classic. One of those movies I can never turn off when I see it on the TV. Starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum. It is Independence Day.
Good movie.
Good
They
pick.
did do a second
pick.
one.
Hello, boys. I'm back.
Yeah, they did do
Yeah,
Independence
good
Day
movie.
2? Did they call it? What was it?
I think they called it Resurgence.
Resurgence.
And I know nothing beyond that, because to me, this was a movie that should never have had a sequel.
Didn't
Yeah.
need one. It didn't
Great
need
Called it
one.
standalone
President's
movie.
Day.
Completely uncalled for sequel.
So that is my final pick. Tyler, you have the last pick in the draft.
So I'm no longer pandering. I'm going to choose a movie that has great nostalgic value for me. They attempted to remake this movie not too terribly long ago. I think probably like 2019 or 20. And if we're accounting for grossing movies, I hope you adjust for inflation. This is an animated movie that carried me through my childhood, which I watched more times than I can count. I'm going to go with the original Disney's Lion King.
Good
Ooh,
movie.
I like yes.
I like
good
that
pick.
pick. I
Yep.
like that pick.
This would be the 1994 edition.
Yes, I believe it was 94. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the live action, I get what they were going for. They didn't nail it in terms of just CGI itself. Like, it wasn't great. The story's the same. It's fantastic. I think it stands alone as the best Disney animated movie, in my opinion, by far. Yeah, fantastic movie. I could watch it anytime.
Yeah, so I will say in my running tallies, I did not adjust for inflation because I'm not able to do that on the fly as quickly as you would think I would.
We got a movie that
so
goes
the-
back to 1974.
Well, yeah, Austin's in trouble. We'll just leave it at that.
I don't know.
I also had the
inflation might
idea to-
help me.
I also had
No, you want the
idea to,
inflation.
I also had the idea to do this halfway through, so I had to backpedal and do some of them retroactively. So, did not adjusted for inflation.
The reason I say that is because I'm pretty sure Lion King is one of the highest grossing movies if you adjust for inflation. It is the only reason I mentioned that. But yeah, no, I mean, I think all in all, it's a pretty solid list. I'm curious to hear everybody's honorable mentions, because there's definitely a few that I expected to see pop up here that did not. Some of those, just the name comes up every time you talk about them type movies.
Well, let's start with you, Tyler. You drafted Schindler's List, Inception, Django Unchained, and The Lion King, which for a grand total of unadjusted for inflation grossed worldwide a combined $2.273 billion.
I'm doing pretty good.
What
I can live
honorable
on that.
mentions did you have?
So when I say honorable mention, I'll go off of my list only, and then we can talk about maybe some things that didn't pop up. 12 Angry Men was definitely an honorable mention.
Ooh, okay.
The Godfather.
That's a solid one.
Have to.
Shutter Island is one of my all-time favorites. I did not know how well that would do with the group.
I've seen it. I wasn't super into it.
And then another Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
And then Seven, with the number 7 in the title. I love that movie. I don't know that I would even put it in a top 10 movies of all time, or 20, or even like 50, because I don't know that it's that great of a movie, but something about that movie I just enjoy watching. Those would be my honorable mentions, I believe.
What was the premise?
There's more on the list, but I'll save you all the names.
I'm not familiar with Seven. What's that one about? I mean, I've seen
It's
it, but, like,
It's got Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm scared I'm gonna mess this up, but I think it's Samuel L. Jackson.
It is Morgan
Don't-
Freeman.
But yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna do an accidental racism here.
Wow.
But yeah, it's basically a movie. Have you ever, the scene "What's in the Box"?
Yes.
What's in the box?
That's from that movie.
Oh, okay.
It is basically a murder mystery type movie. They are tracking a serial killer who themes all of his murders based on the 7 deadly sins. Very good movie. You should watch it. I think you'd
Okay.
like it.
Yeah. sounds
Also,
pretty good.
not Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, sorry. No,
Brad
Matt
Pitt.
Damon.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, it's Brad Pitt. What the heck?
You
Is Matt
weren't even
Damon in that movie
close.
as well?
Hang
No,
on.
I think it is just Brad Pitt.
You've been watching too many Tarantino movies.
Kevin
He's
Spacey.
got,
I've watched
in it.
so many movies
He's got-
since then, but
he's got DiCaprio.
Yeah,
that's one that
Spacey.
just always
Jackson
pops
on
up
the
in
brain.
memory.
Ah,
Oh, and The Prestige is definitely one that I didn't think a lot of you would like.
That is a good
That's
one
a
as
good
well.
movie. I enjoyed
Okay,
that
fair
movie a
enough.
lot.
I misread my audience then, because that was actually The Prestige was third on my list.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
Prestige,
solid.
I
It wasn't
enjoyed.
on my list. I didn't remember it until you just said it, but that was a good movie.
I really enjoyed The Prestige.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, with
those are-
my picks, I picked Lord of the Ring: Return of the King, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, Ocean's 11, and Independence Day, which combined for a worldwide box office of $3.182 billion.
ooh.
Very nice.
Some of my other honorable mentions favorites. Obviously, I could have gone with any of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That is one of my favorite trilogies ever of all time. I could have gone with Ocean's 13 or Ocean's 12. Could have gone with any of the first 6 of the Star Wars movies. I also had on my list some of the later Harry Potters, kind of starting after like Goblet of Fire. You know, I feel like the first ones are very much kid movies, and then they get a lot darker. Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, or really, it's not even a trilogy anymore. I think they have like 5 of them now.
Yeah,
but
they have
the
a
original
lot.
trilogy of it was very good, I thought.
Yeah, they could have stopped at the first 3. The fourth one was. I have opinions about the fourth one because it's completely uncalled for, but the casting is perfect, and I love that part for it. And then the fifth one was actually really nice. I actually really liked the latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I haven't seen the 5th yet.
Oh, it's so good. It's very good.
But then my last honorable mention, cult classic, Office Space.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even
that's a
think.
good one.
I gotta add that to the list of movies I've seen. That is a good movie.
You know it's something.
That would have
special
been the
when Shane
first
pipes
one.
up.
That would have been the first one off of a list of movies that I've seen. All of the movies that you guys picked, I've never seen any of them.
Jesus.
Shane, culture
That's
yourself.
funny.
Yeah, for real.
That's-
Go watch
I
some
gotta
movies,
talk-
dude.
Watch a movie, man.
Brittle, with your picks, you picked Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Tombstone, The Hateful Eight, and Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. Your movies combined for a worldwide box office of $1.179 billion.
It's not all about the money, Spider-Man.
It's not about the money.
All of them.
I think I'm gonna have the lowest money added up.
Dark Knight will help you a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna
Shawshank
say, you
and Dark
actually
Knight will
don't.
both.
Yeah, you actually don't.
Oh, I don't.
I was
Nice.
gonna say,
Nope. Jane might have the lowest.
Really? Oh, let's get there. But
Oh yeah, we're not there yet. Hunter,
Yeah.
what's your honorables?
All right, honorable mentions. I had all 3 of the Lord of the Rings on my entire list. So the Two Towers, obviously. Pulp
not to be
Fiction.
confused with the twin ones.
Yes. Pulp Fiction I had as the other Tarantino movie on my list.
Great movie.
I was
Very,
surprised.
very surprised Tyler or Brittle didn't take that.
Yeah,
I was
it-
surprised too.
It was on my list for what it's worth.
Right. I just enjoy The Hateful Eight and Inglorious Bastards as a watch more than Pulp Fiction. I mean, Pulp Fiction is just iconic for, everything. But for a watch, I put the 2 that we mentioned over top of it. Shoot. Yeah, Django or Pulp Fiction. I don't know. That's a debate for another time.
That is a tough choice.
Whiplash I had as on my honorable mention. J.K. Simmons is probably one of my favorite actors of all time. Phenomenal performance in that. I also, Tyler, had a kids movie on mine in Rango. I think
that's a good one.
perfect kids movie that's deep enough for adults, but animated and goofy enough for kids. Perfect. And then my final honorable mention, Hell or High Water, starring Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine.
Yeah, Rango is a great one to bring up. Based on the lack of reaction, I don't know if any of the rest of you have watched it. But that's a cool movie.
That's it. Starring Johnny Depp. Like, ugh.
Yeah, very unique animation style too.
Yes. Yep. It sets itself apart from a majority of pretty much every kids movie, just in how it
Yeah.
how they went about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't really think kids movies, but just off the top of my head, if I had to pick a couple, like I think Wall-E is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, yep.
Had that on my list.
Up was really good.
Up was fantastic.
Up was a great movie.
Yep.
Up was the first kids movie that ever brought a tear to my eye.
That one.
Without
That
question.
one will get you.
Well,
It'll
that
sneak up
one's-
on you.
Just at the beginning, they hit you at the start with it.
I was gonna say it doesn't sneak up on you; it hits you in the face with a frying pan in the first 15 minutes.
I remember watching that, bringing a tear to my eye and being like, I hope to God I get to smile through this.
Yes, Up is a fantastic movie. I battled a lot, Brittle, with Whiplash. It was teetering on and off the list. I don't know that it would have ever gotten brought up in here either way, but it was teetering on and off my top 20.
That's
Whiplash is a fantastic
so
movie.
good, so quotable. J.K. Simmons' performance is otherworldly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
Yeah.
Austin, you picked Shawshank Redemption, The Dark Knight, Die Hard, and Young Frankenstein for a combined global box office of $1.266 billion. So third in the all-time rankings of our
Okay.
draft.
Okay.
Any honorable mentions on your side?
I have a ton. As we have stated, I am a huge movie guy. This list was actually really hard for me to pick. I have so many that are like, I know me personal, like would watch them any time of the day. The first, or because they're coming out with the second one, and I'm really excited for it. But The Accountant
Mm-hmm.
with Ben Affleck playing an autistic guy who fantastic performance.
Affleck.
Fantastic performance. I love that movie.
I didn't realize he also sold insurance.
He didn't?
It's Affleck, but close enough.
That's Affleck. But that one I wanted to be on there. Like I mentioned before, Red is I love that movie. Fantastic cast.
Yeah,
It's
what
got
is that?
Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman,
John
um,
Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
I love John Malkovich.
Fantastic cast. Great. They did the second movie. Second movie was garbage. And they really went with a good cast in the second movie, which sucks. I'm surprised no one had this one. Not a single John Wick movie was in this draft.
They came up in my mind.
Yeah,
They never
Tyler's got
really-
opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like all of them. They came up. I just, based on some of the names in this list, I don't know that they
I
stand
know.
up. quite
They're
there.
great movies, but I couldn't put them up here. Some of my personal favorites, my favorite heist movie of all time, Inside Man, a Denzel Washington movie. I strongly recommend, if you are into bank robbing movies, go watch that movie. It was one of the first movies I ever watched that I had to be like, I missed so much detail in this that I immediately had to go and watch it a second time. And I loved the movie even more on the second and third watch. Other than that, great childhood movie that I would have put on here is Back to the Future Part 2.
That was
the
one I was surprised didn't come
Second
up.
one was a much better movie than the first and third one. But Back to the Future Part 2 was definitely a close contender for my fourth round pick. And then I think there was one other one, but I'll just leave it at those.
I was just looking him up a second ago. We were talking earlier about the Lego Masters show in our last podcast.
Mhm.
Did you know Brad Pitt is an executive producer on Lego Masters Jr.?
No,
I did not know that.
no.
Me neither.
That's another
awesome.
movie
Brad's
that
got
should be an
taste.
honorable mention. Another Brad Pitt one. Let me let Shane do his thing first, and then I'm definitely going to rattle off a few that I was hoping
No, go
some of
ahead,
you might
'cause
bring
I
up
don't
as
have that
honorable
many.
mention.
Go ahead.
Well, no, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was going to say, I've got a
I-
handful.
Yeah, go
So
ahead. Shane.
Shane, you picked The Wolf of Wall Street, Inglorious Bastards, Ford versus Ferrari, and Moneyball for a combined global box office of $1.068 billion.
It should be a lot higher. If I've seen the movies, they should be a lot higher. So the only one I had left off, because the debate was between Moneyball or The Joker. Really like that movie too. I think if I'm picking my favorite, I like Moneyball a little bit more. But Joker was the only other one on my list, and like I actually thought about going to see in person because like I don't really care for movie theaters, but I didn't end up watching that one until years later, and I thought it was really good. And then when you brought up the IMDb page, I started going through them, and apparently IMDb loves It's a Wonderful Life, and Jimmy Stewart's from my hometown. So I thought about maybe throwing it on the list. I'm sure I've seen it at some point. I don't really care for the movie. It's old. But
it's like
in school, they
1940s
indoctrinated us by making us go to the movie theater. Or, like, he's got a little museum in town, and you have to go watch it. So I guess I have seen it.
Fair enough. I assume the Joker, you mean the Joaquin Phoenix one?
Whatever one. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Pretty sure he's talking about that one. Do you remember?
If that's the one you're talking about, that is
I
a good
think that's
movie.
Not the one where they
right.
just
Yeah.
made a second one, and then everyone seemed to hate it. The 2019 Joker.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
if it's just Joker, yeah, that's the Joaquin Phoenix one. That is a good movie.
Yep.
Remember
Yeah,
when
you're
that
right. The second
came
one
out?
was not great.
Remember when that came out and the police and everybody was so worried that there would be riots and stuff?
That's why I wanted to go
over
see
all
it.
the
Oh,
incels
yeah.
and all that. I'm like, oh my gosh, forgot about that until he brought it up.
So all
What a
the
time to be
news around
alive.
that movie is why I wanted to go see it. I'm like, if this is gonna go make people act crazy, it must be a good movie.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a good movie. So
Oh man.
a few, I'm gonna rattle off a few here that I say I'm surprised didn't come up, but in hindsight, knowing the group we have here, I'm not necessarily as surprised just because they're more generic type movies. We brought up The Godfather, but Forrest Gump, Fight Club, those are two huge ones. The Matrix.
Fight Club, I was surprised at. Yeah, Fight
Yeah.
Club, I was really surprised about. But I didn't think about it. I didn't even think about it. Great movie.
That's fair. I was really surprised The Matrix didn't come up. I figured
I
that
had
one.
The Matrix on my
Yeah.
list too.
Interstellar was one I wanted to name. I don't know if I said that in my honorable mentions or not. It's a fantastic movie. One of the greatest scores of all time.
Yeah,
just if you like movie music.
We'd be remiss if we
Um,
didn't include that one.
Back to the Future, Austin, you hit on that. There was another one. Oh, and by the way, Michael, I did look this up because we were talking about the adjusted numbers. The Lion King alone, if you adjusted for inflation, would have beat my entire list combined. It grossed over $2 million worldwide, or $2 billion worldwide, adjusted for inflation.
I mean,
but,
No,
and I would bet
well, yeah,
Austin's would be a similar
combined,
thing
yes.
too.
Yeah, I mean, so would mine. I mean,
That's
Star
true. Yeah, yeah,
Wars-
you do have
Star
all
Wars
older
made
movies.
775
Yeah.
in the 70s.
Alien is one I was surprised it didn't come up. And then I'm blanking on the name of what's it? The Thing, I think. That one's another one I was surprised didn't come up. There's a bunch that I could sit here and name off, but
The
none
Thing,
of the Avengers.
that's a horror movie, right?
It is. It's yeah,
I
horror
think that
thriller
just
type.
I think those just don't tend to land as well. You know,
We
that's
don't
such
have
a
any.
niche kind of
No,
deal.
because you have to be
Yeah.
a horror
Yeah,
fan to
for sure.
appreciate that one.
But one thing I think we can all be very proud of ourselves, and that we're not self-loathing people. There's not a single mention of any Fast and Furious or Terminator, or not Terminator, or Transformers anywhere near this list. And for that, I'm very proud of us all.
I was surprised there's not a single Marvel movie. there.
Marvel's
good, I
low
don't think-
hanging fruit, honestly.
Yeah, I think that
Okay, Infinity Wars was a phenomenal
It's a good
movie.
movie. It was a phenomenal theatrical experience, if that
correct.
makes
I
sense.
think if you're gonna add a Marvel
Yes.
movie, and well, if you're gonna talk Avengers, it would need to be the original Avengers. If I really think if you're gonna bring out a Marvel movie in general, it would have to be one of the first or second Iron Man movie. Maybe Spider-Man.
No,
Spider-Man's got to be up there too. Like just
maybe
Yeah,
like the
Sam
Tobey
Raimi
Maguire
Spider-Man
Spider-Man,
over
like
top of anything
Sony,
else.
Yeah.
not Disney.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many, like I said, but I think all things considered, we did really good with this.
Whose list do we think is going to perform the best?
Are we talking public
Mine.
opinion?
Yes, biased aside.
Mine,
Bias aside,
Yes.
Public opinion.
mine.
I think if Austin didn't have Young Frankenstein on there, his
Oh, dude,
I
Young
think we
Frankenstein?
underestimate. I think you're underestimating.
You're gonna be
that's
surprised with that one.
That's got a huge following. I'm looking at
really
I'm really looking at Shane's because Shane's list is literally like peak high school for me.
Shane hits the generic. Yeah, Shane definitely hits the generic. This is like my favorite movie, but I can't name 3 others type list for sure.
That's what it is.
Like,
I'm gonna go ahead and say Shane and Michaels are very like niche, a certain type of person.
Michaels is hitting a
Like,
fan base thing.
A
though.
person that likes Lord of the Rings is gonna like Star Wars, is gonna kind of like Independence Day and Ocean's 11. Same thing with Shane's. Like all of them hit a certain type of person where they're very niche.
Yeah, I don't know. I would
think-
argue that at tripling Shane's global box office numbers, I don't think mine are very niche. I think mine are probably very appeal to a general audience, not a movie buff audience, not a intellectuals movies audience. I'm not going for the Christopher Nolan crowd, but you can't. I don't think you can call Star Wars and Lord of the Rings niche when they're two of the largest franchises in the
Sure
world.
you can. Austin just did it.
Two of yours
I just did it.
would hit major fan base audiences is the big thing, especially when you're talking about Lord of
Right.
the Rings, it being the second movie. I would bet that's where the vast majority of your money came from. If you would have put Star Wars Episode 5, for example, your numbers would have probably doubled because that was one of the huge, biggest releases of all time. If you really wanted to be cheap and hit that, go Avatar. Box
I
office
hate
numbers
that
don't mean
movie.
good movie or bad movie, right?
No,
Not
but it does mean
always.
popular movie.
Correct. It means good marketing. So I would like to see Tombstone. I don't know if that was if me and Brittle growing up in the type of households we did, if that was just more so why we think that's such a great movie. Obviously, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is one of those. That's very niche. to an
That's
extent,
niche. I feel like
guess.
it's come on strong though in the last couple of years. I've been seeing a lot more media about it.
That's true.
I seen a resurgence actually in people going back and watching.
I will say this. I think without question, if somebody was like, hey, do you want to watch a movie? And they named any movie on this list, I would not hesitate. I would be like, yeah, let's watch it. Other than, and Shane, this is not to say this was a bad choice because I did love this movie the first time I watched it. Other than The Wolf of Wall Street, just because I don't think that's a very rewatchable movie.
Yes.
What?
It's not to me. I don't think it's a very rewatchable movie.
I can kind of see where Tyler is, like where you watch it and it's like that's a good movie, but I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to sit
Yeah.
through it again.
Because it's more just in your face, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it past that, but I don't think that, to me personally, I don't think that's a very rewatchable movie. I will say the only movie on this entire list that I have not seen, I'm sorry, Austin, is Young Frankenstein. I've never seen it. That's why I didn't comment at all when you said
Which
it.
is fair. That's totally fair. That is very much a movie that it's an older movie. Not a lot of people I do love older movies. So I know a lot of people aren't into that. I would strongly recommend it if you want to see some peak. If Gene Wilder, he nailed that movie. I could watch it. It is one of those ones that even I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, why is it black and white? It's from the 70s. And then just knowing oh, it's Mel Brooks and they wanted to be very stylistic with it, but it still be a funny movie. It's wonderful.
But despite that, to the original question of who we think it would take this in a public opinion vote, I guess obviously it depends on who you ask, but I think I would still pick Austin. Even though Michael hits two huge fan bases, I think I would still go with Austin. Shawshank is widely regarded as one of the greatest, the single greatest movie of all time by a lot of people. The Dark Knight, without question, is the best Batman movie ever. Just a fantastic movie all around, but specifically the best Batman movie ever. Die Hard is a fucking classic if you've ever said one. And again, Young Frankenstein, I'm learning, has a huge fan base behind it. So my vote's Austin, I think. Even though I think Schindler's List trumps every single movie on this list without question.
No.
I think you have The Lion King on your side. And
That is
helps
true.
you.
The Lion King and Django, for that matter. Because that's a very loved movie.
Well, I'm looking at our list. I think The Lion King is the most widely accepted of
Probably.
anyone.
Yeah.
A lot of these movies, I can see people being like, I don't know if I want to go near that.
Can't go wrong with The Lion King, man. It's fantastic.
I honestly feel like The Lion King kind of gets overlooked because it's a kids movie. To be honest with you, I don't know if it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it
that's
carries a
what I
lot
think.
of the weight. to a cinemaphile, sure, they can give it a lot more emphasis and respect. But to the vast public, I think The Lion King, yeah, it's probably the best Disney movie ever made. But they're still going to file it under a kids movie, so it's not going to carry a lot of weight with a lot of people.
But I think having it being widely accepted, like I'm not gonna tell my grandmother she needs to go watch Inglorious Bastards.
She should.
I'm not gonna do that. However, if my grandmother's like, "You want to watch a movie?" I could be like, we could watch Lion
Yeah.
King together. Like,
So,
I'm the
cool.
other
in my
way.
opinion,
My grandmother would probably watch Inglorious Bastard. I mean, she's seen just about everything out there now because she's asking for all of my streaming accounts. I wouldn't be surprised if I walked in and she was watching Inglorious Bastards. I'd be a little bit off-put if she was watching a kid's movie.
It's the Lion King.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
I don't want to go watch a kid's movie. I know what the Lion King is. I don't. How Tyler feels about The Wolf of Wall Street is how I feel about Lion King. I've seen it once. I don't need to see it again.
yeah. So my thing, and Michael brought it up earlier, Wall-E, right? Wall-E always gets this huge, and not that it doesn't deserve it by any means, because it does, but this huge praise for being just this Disney movie that everybody can watch, adults can watch it, it'll bring you to tears, like it's just this incredible story. I think Lion King is exactly what everybody said Wall-E was too, right? It's just, that's my opinion on it. Now, Inglorious Bastards, we're talking about like widely accepted and all this. I think Inglorious Bastards is the perfect movie in the sense that it can appeal to every audience. If you're like a cinemaphile where it's, just camera angles and the acting is pristine, the story is perfect, everything about it, the score is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that movie. But to the point where you don't even have to see all that, just as an entertainment value movie, somebody who just watches a movie just to watch a movie. Now, granted, my grandmother's not going to like that movie because of the language and all the other stuff to it. But in terms of just like a general person, a middle-aged person that's not sensitive or anything like that, they could watch that movie and have the entertainment value of it for sure. But I agree with you, Austin, that the easily most acceptable movie to watch would probably be The Lion King on this list.
Well,
Either
I
that or
think that
Star
was
Wars.
a fantastic draft. I think it is time to wrap up. I think we could talk for another hour on movies, but we've already gone pretty long. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching or listening. If you are listening to it on one of the audio only platforms, if you do want to see the draft and watch the draft board, check us out on YouTube, Roundabout Gaming. This will be under the Roundabout Podcast playlist. But yeah, thanks for checking out our first supplemental draft. I had a ton of fun. I would definitely like to do more of these.
Yeah, for sure.
You can find us on socials, Roundabout Gaming or Roundabout Productions. And like I said, check out the main podcast where we talk about a lot of this stuff and more. The Roundabout Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.
See you.